Hello, everyone. This is the Dead Horse Podcast. With today we have myself, Tejas. I'm back, and with me are Arvind
Hello.
and Vivek.
Hey guys.
All right. So, I read a headline the other day about John Carmack. Can somebody fill me in because I didn't get past the headline? What's been going on?
So ZeniMax, which is now the current owner of id Software, which is the company's a company that John Carmack co-founded a long time ago with a group of other people, is suing Oculus, which is a company Carmack works for now, claiming that the tech that Oculus is using to build the Rift, which is a groundbreaking, bleeding edge 3D device, which is like recently got bought by Facebook for around $2 billion. The ZeniMax is claiming that they own that code. So there's basically going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight between them, because I think they're saying that Carmack did some of the work while working at id. He wrote code that Oculus is using while working at id, and so they're kind of claiming that id owns that code, and probably I'm assuming there will be a claim saying that it should get a piece of that very, very large chunk of $2 billion that
Facebook will be giving them.
that Oculus is sitting on right now.
Okay.
So yeah, let's see. This has out of court settlement written all over it. Let's see where it goes though.
Yeah, it does seem like something that's like more that it doesn't feel like this is going to be a full drawn out case to me.
No, that's too much of a waste of time.
Yeah.
I mean, Carmack's because I remember reading on a site, like I don't remember which one, that they had asked other ZeniMax employees about whether they had such clauses in their contracts, and turns out they do. And like ZeniMax apparently has pretty strict ones as well. So even like if somebody tries to like release an album of them like strumming on a guitar or something, unless they make an exception, that's also kind of covered. So, and like it's known that like at least in sort of public knowledge that Carmack was working on and off for both. So I mean, I guess like if he remote logged into his Oculus computer and tried to and like code something, then I guess ZeniMax can claim that like that was also their property. I mean, yeah, like it's just like too much like legal stuff which like I don't know about. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like I think it will be settled out of court. But yeah.
Interesting. Right, so I've been playing Child of Light because I do segues really well, guys. That was amazing. Admit it. John Carmack thing, I don't think we're going to get anywhere with that discussion.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go ahead with Child of Light because it is actually a really fun game. Like, really fun.
Version of Chrono Trigger? Am I right? Huh?
No one's going to agree with you.
No, nobody's
it's a
gonna
fucking
agree
piece of
with
shit, but it kind of comes from the Chrono Trigger legacy, so it's okay, huh?
No. So
No, but like okay, so yeah, I'm not like much like I know that Child of Light has great graphics. People are praising its turn-based combat system and everything, but like is that all this where the similarities with Chrono Trigger end, or like is it like similar? Like does it the plot have time travel? Like
no, the plot, at least as much as I played so far, does not have anything resembling time travel. So, like I think it does look amazingly beautiful. Like it's UV art, so they're pretty much using their concept art straight into the game. So it's going to look awesome. The turn-based combat is clever. Like I said, I'm still in the beginning, but I've already begun to see hints of really good, of like really deep mechanics, of really like clever mechanics. If not like, totally crazy deep. But there's some very interesting stuff that you can do. And it feels rewarding. It works well. It's even out of the puzzles that you have out of combat are nice. Like I've only encountered like 3 major ones so far, and each of them, 2 of them were similar in how you go about it, but they still felt very very interesting. It didn't feel like, oh yeah, it's this again. It was more like, oh wait, I'd have to do this again. I understand. So lot of clever little things. So I can forgive them for trying to do all the dialogue in rhyme. Yeah, that's what I have to say.
Okay, so like on the scale of 0 to like two humans Valkyrie descending from the sky every time you die, how annoying is the rhyming dialogue?
It's really not that annoying. Like it
Okay.
just like sometimes you just feel like guys, you're trying a little too hard because not all, like the words where they're supposed to rhyme don't always exactly rhyme. It's more like, oh yes, they follow the same, like they're written the same with the same ending or something, but they're not always pronounced exactly the same to be a perfect rhyme. Like it's more
Okay,
purist
yeah,
based.
okay. Oh, yeah.
So,
It's
like, what's the quality of the rhymes? Is it stuff like this? Is it stuff like the reason that they just likes Child of Light is because it is a piece of shite, or like is it kind of higher than that? Huh? Huh? Huh?
Yeah, no. I'd say you like yeah, you are totally like out of tune today.
yeah, Vivek, you're just like, yeah, you're trying too hard today.
Yeah.
Uh, but no, I think the quality varies. Like, but generally it's above average. Generally,
Okay.
it's above average.
And like in some previews, I read that there was like minor platforming bits. So what's the like? Are there platforming bits? What are they like?
Are they
Well,
minor?
they are minor. Like, very quickly you get
Oh,
these wings that allow you to fly. So most of the platforming then becomes how you're flying around, and more then it becomes less platform ish, I guess, and more like just traversal.
Okay.
okay, interesting. Because that's kind of an interesting decision for them to make because the engine used to make this game is the same engine that's used to make the Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends game.
Yeah,
So like it's a platforming engine basically, which they've modded to have some combat in it. So combat is the meat of the gameplay here.
right. It
And
is.
you mentioned grinding in our like pre-podcast chat. So like tell us
Yeah.
how much grinding is there in the game, for
Well,
example.
it is like it's got the JRPG sensibility, right? So it does
Okay.
have like random monsters and stuff, and you don't have to grind. Like that's the good thing, there are ways to like just circumvent the the random minions in the way. But
Okay.
first of all, I'm a completionist, so every time I see one, I have to go kill it, and it's not that it's boring, but like too much of a good thing can be kind of bad. It's the same way. So if you're like using that combat too often and with the same creatures, it does you're like, okay, I'm just following my standard attack pattern. So
Okay.
I won't say it's horrible. They've put in stuff that that you don't always have to kill it.
Okay.
These are, and they're minions. Like, if there's a combat encounter that's necessary, they'll let you know, and there's no way you can really, circumvent those.
Okay. And
So,
when you said like random enemies, do you mean like invisible random enemies? You know, like how in
no,
old school games,
no,
oh, like they're visible. Yeah.
that's how you can circumvent them because you can see
Okay.
them, and you have this like your mouse pointer is basically a character called the Firefly. So if you
Okay.
mouse over an enemy and click, it's blinded. So you can just blind it and then fly
Oh,
around it, and you're fine.
okay. So I guess like you don't have to be a child of fight all the time.
So are you
More
guys
like
playing any other games right now?
I'm playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag,
Okay.
and I'm playing Dragon's Dogma. Both of them
Ooh,
are good.
okay.
What's up?
Tell me more about Dragon's Dogma because I haven't heard about that one. Like how it plays.
Okay, I'll tell you like an experience I had once with it. I was exploring the woods because at night, and the cool thing is like the game has a day-night cycle, and when you're out in the dark at night in non-populated areas, there will be monsters in the forest, and you're always traveling around with a group of companions, and it's better to have a lantern out so that you can see. Otherwise, you're going to be in real trouble. So we were like roaming around a forest, and suddenly we stumbled upon this massive friggin' chimera, and we started attacking it. Like my wizard set it on fire, and I jumped on its leg and started stabbing its leg.
Okay.
The thing decided to start running with me attached to it, and
Holy shit.
basically it ran straight into like this entire pack of wolves, and yeah, like fight got even more nuts from there on out. Like my whole party followed quickly, and by the time they were there, like I was taking on. I was still attached to the chimera's leg while wolves were biting me, and yeah, it was fun.
Wow.
Because the wolves were I had aggroed the wolves. Like my wizard was able to set them on fire. My archer started shooting the chimera. It was fun. Like I finally managed to get it to fall over.
Uh-huh.
Like I attacked its weak spot. It fell over, and then my warrior just like killed it. So yeah, I like that game. It's fun. I've had good fights while just roaming around the world, like non-scripted fights. There are scripted compulsory fights as well. I fought a hydra. That was fun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, climbing a hydra's head is a lot of fun. Yep.
Sounds
Good game. It has a very like weirdly written story, and like weirdly enough, that game's story is kind of non-intrusive, so you don't really care about it. But it has good world building. So while you're traveling around the world, you find out stuff that's happened, and you find out that you are like the whole story is you play a character called the Arisen, who shows up whenever the dragon decides to like come in and burn and kill everyone in the realm. The
Okay.
Arisen is
Like,
born
you know
and
what
kills.
this sounds like? This sounds like a Skyrim, like really, like
Yeah, it is. It is like Skyrim, but with good combat,
oh
and that's what makes it like so much more fun to play. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, because like they're like the Arisen, and like then dragons show up, so like it's
yeah,
like yeah,
yeah. Like the interesting
yeah,
thing is, well, there's just one dragon. They're not dragons.
okay, no,
There's one dragon and one Arisen, and they have to kill each other. Uh, like the game starts with your heart getting torn out by the dragon, and like you're the guy who can survive, or the guy or the girl who can survive without their heart. So that makes you the Arisen. Uh,
Uh-huh.
so yeah, you have to go back to get your heart from the dragon, and once you get it back, you will die, but you'll kill the dragon. Some bullshit like that. It's some Harry Potter Voldemort nonsense. Like neither
oh
can live, but the other survives. Some
yeah,
crap like
Okay. Interesting.
yeah.
okay.
Oh.
But like, don't pay attention to the story stuff. The combat is why you should play this game. Combat is excellent.
Hmm.
All right. Like yeah, I've heard like you've told me about the combat before, so that's actually what I'm interested in the most.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm playing a rogue, so I have daggers and bow and arrow.
Okay.
Yes,
That is
evolutionary, but okay.
yeah. I mean, it's not anything new in that sense.
Yeah.
But the way they've designed the combat for the kind of game it is,
Hmm.
like
Uh,
that is new. Like it is. It reminded me a lot, weirdly enough, of Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that was a comparison many people made with this game.
yeah. So like it's fun. It takes the world of like this typical RPG that they're used to, and puts in some really good character action game mechanics into it, and it's a blend I'm digging so far.
hmm.
Like there was one really cool resource gathering moment where like this is just my stupidity. I don't hoard stuff. So the oil that you need for the lantern, I ran out of it, and
Okay.
basically I was in a cave and I had no light.
Ah.
Like, and none of my minions had light either. So basically, we're kind of in the dark in the middle of this cave filled with lizard people that have massive spears. That was a good fight. Yeah, I like shit like that when the world kind of like screws you over enough so that you have to figure out how to deal with the situation. So I dealt with it by getting my mage to continually burn the lizard creatures, so that, and I'd stay next to the creature that was burning, so that I kind of had a source of light.
Okay.
That was my workaround.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That does seem pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to ask, like, are you digging the story of Child of Light? Like, the rhyming
Uh, it's a yeah. I like so far it seems pretty nice. You know, it's like a it's not a horrible story. It's a good story. It's just something that I think not. I don't think everyone would be into. I can very clearly tell that it's not something everyone could like really get. Like I'm fine with it. I enjoy it. I think it's got some good stuff in there, so it works for me. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. What else?
Nothing much. Thanks to our earlier pre-podcast talk about Hearthstone, I've actually started the game and I'm getting my ass handed to me. So there's that.
Hearthstone is better than Magic the Gathering, right?
No, not really. I mean, they're both the same, and what's sucking right now is that I'm getting a whole bunch of cards that I cannot use.
Yeah, that's happened to me.
So, like, it's just annoying right now. It's like, really, guys, like, you're gonna do this to me? Like, just not
That's
a.
how they get you to play more.
It's bullshit, dude.
Have you played in Arena mode yet?
Yeah, I played Arena.
Oh god, you get good cards from Arena mode, but getting into it is such a fucking
Dude,
headache.
Arena, you get these people who, like, wreck you.
Oh yeah. There's no question of those if you like playing until you win 3 matches. You will play exactly 3 matches and get wrecked in them.
Yeah.
If you win a game in Arena mode, like it's
Wait, what the hell? I just got a card, like, an enemy played a card called Leroy Jenkins. Really?
Are you fucking kidding me? Does it do like a shitload of damage or something?
Yeah, it's 6 attack, 2 health, and it summons 2 1/1 minions on my side of the game. What the fuck? I didn't even know.
I suppose the 2 1/1 minions is because of like the Leroy. You're giving the clear warning of.
Yeah, I know. I know the reference, but still, I was like, I didn't expect them to have a card.
Yeah, Blizz is like
Leroy Jenkins meme.
Yeah, I know. Like I've been on the internet. I know what Leroy Jenkins is.
Okay.
No, I mean like it's weird because like Blizzard has been doing this a lot. Like sort of like because like Blizz has always like added pop culture references to Warcraft, but now they're sort of including their own pop culture references. So it's like it's just like this weird thing. Like it feels weird. It's like a game pointing out like itself to you, but not that like it's just a game. It's that it's pointing out jokes people made about the game. So it's like for a second, I'm not sure what to believe anymore.
No, I think you're supposed to take it as it is. You know, don't overthink it.
So yeah. Anyway, like how So like I've heard that like they've sort of simplified the card game stuff for like compared to like Magic. So for example, like do you have like concepts like your graveyard and like exile zone and stuff like that?
You cannot draw cards that have been used already.
Yeah, you have like a discard pile, but no concept of drawing back from it.
Yeah, because Magic like there are many cards which let you completely like change the idea of the discard/graveyard pile.
Well, you can do that still. There are decks you can build that are explicitly targeted at making your opponent shed their cards.
Oh yeah, that's a mill deck, right? Like that's in Magic too, yeah. No, but the fun happens is like so for example, there's a deck in Magic that's in 2014 that's called Unfinished Business. So what happens is you deliberately discard your cards from your hand so that you can summon them with cheap spells. So like you have a creature that costs like 10 mana. But so you discard it and then you summon it back from the graveyard with a spell of like 3 or 4 mana or something.
Yeah.
So like it's insane because then like unless your opponent exiles them, like your graveyard is basically a temporary lounge kind of thing for your big guys to hang out in. So yeah, that just completely changes the. So if somebody wants to mill you, by mill I mean like forcefully, making you put your cards in the graveyard. That's actually better for you. So then your opponent has to find something else.
You can build a counter deck to that. I think the kind of person who will take your cards out of play the counter deck to that is the kind of deck that basically you build up cards that are kind of secrets. So when someone plays a card, you get an action sometimes. Like, it's kind of like a counter without having to wait for your turn to play a card. The counter is when they play their card.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
He
So
just
it's
knows
like
what I'm talking.
yeah, okay, yeah. So it's like an instant spell basically.
Yeah. An instant
Okay,
spell.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
sometimes when someone plays a card saying like, take 3 cards out of your deck, and
Okay.
you can have a secret card in play that basically
Okay.
says when your opponent plays a card that does X, they take 6 damage and lose X things. Like, it's
Okay,
interesting.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, do you have any direct, like, does this have any direct counter spells? So just like plain counter whatever spell the opponent did. Does that
Uh,
happen?
I don't think it's direct. You can counter X spell. I don't think there's ever anything like that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
more generic. The ones I've seen so far are more generic and abstract than that. Tejas might have seen better stuff because he's been playing more than I have.
Not, I won't say better stuff, but yeah, I've seen some stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, anytime I've tried to play in the ranked mode, I've gotten my ass handed to me very, very badly.
Yeah.
Those games are very short and decisive.
Very.
But they're fun. I still have fun.
I don't know. I get really annoyed sometimes. It's like, come on, it always feels like you always end up getting like cards that you just can't do anything with.
There's a shitty situation like sometimes when your opponent is down to 3 health and they get this card that you really can't do anything against.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's down to luck. Sometimes it's just down to luck. Like, all the strategy and thinking you've used cannot be countered by that guy playing a card that does 6 damage to every minion you have on the table and basically puts your entire summon this out of play. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
fun.
that's interesting.
I don't know if
I mean-
fun is the word I'd use, but
Yeah.
it is. Yeah. It's,
I mean, that's actually the reason I don't play like the actual Magic the Gathering online, because that
Oh.
has the same thing where people just like buy the best cards. In like the one that I play is like pre-built decks. You
Okay.
can't like, yeah, because like Tejas knows like the format, right? You have pre-built decks, like you should select some cards, you like keep the other cards like in a stash, like
Well,
don't,
it's
don't
like-
have them in play. But yeah.
It's like Magic the Gathering, the actual card game, right? If you buy more booster packs, chances are you can build a solid deck
Yeah.
that can
And I
wipe
mean-
out someone who has not bought that many booster packs.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, people can like, there are people who just like buy cards on eBay, like instead of the random booster pack, they're like, yeah, I want this card, I'll buy it from eBay or something. So,
But speaking of card games that probably all three of us want to buy, I think if we
Netrunner.
yeah, Netrunner,
Yeah.
man. I so want to buy that game
Yeah,
and play.
yeah, but like, that's the thing, because like I don't have anyone to play it with.
Same here.
Yeah, so who am I going to play it with? So,
There needs to be a digital version of Netrunner that you can just
oh,
play on.
they can call it Netrunner. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah.
wait, what?
Netrunner, because like it's Netrunner, but
Oh,
on the
God, no,
Really, really
dude.
bad joke.
net.
I made a joke that was worse than my child of shite joke just now.
No, I think yeah, that it's better than that one. But okay.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. Netrunner is not a good joke.
Well, I mean, it's obvious. Like, I mean, you can, yeah. I mean, if I were to make one, yeah, that's what I would name it. But I mean, yeah, like they could hand it off to Stainless. I mean, their like initial Magic the Gathering games were kind of buggy, but by now I think they have a robust framework that like only a few bugs here and there. So I mean, they could probably just like, because that framework is very open-ended, I feel. So they could probably implement Netrunner in it.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't take that long, but then I guess the Netrunner people would have to
Yeah, I mean, obviously it
get
depends
Wizards
on.
of the Coast to buy them, because who's doing the Magic the Gathering games? Is it
No,
being
like
done
it's a company called Stainless Games. Like I don't think they're owned by Wizards of the
But
Coast.
that's great. They should
Yeah.
just talk to those guys to make
Yeah,
a
exactly.
freaking
Yeah,
Netrunner.
yeah. Like it's sort
And
of
make my life easier so that I don't have to sit in India and wait for more geeks
Yeah.
to be born.
No, yeah,
Because by
like,
the time they're at the age where they can afford Netrunner, we'll be 50-year-old creepy guys who are like, want to play Netrunner with me, beta?
yeah. By that time, like people will have
creepiest
some other
fucking
games.
conversation
like,
ever.
Yeah. Yeah, by that time people will have some other games to. But anyway, yeah. Like because I think these card games are actually better for like some people because like people like me, like in reflex based multiplayer games, like I don't really have the time to like invest in like proper headshot technique or proper like micro in RTS, you know.
Well, we
But
don't
like
have that kind of time anymore.
yeah,
Like StarCraft or
yeah, that's
Dynasty,
what I'm
but
talking
we will
about, like
get
StarCraft, Counter Strike, etc. So
yeah,
these
we'll get
kind of games
destroyed.
are perfect for us because like it's just like strategy and like there's no like you don't need reflexes. You just need to
Yeah.
think. So
Like the one thing I do like about Hearthstone a lot is there's no chat, and that has I think avoided a lot of unnecessary fucking trolling that will happen because you
Yeah.
can't really communicate with the guy you're playing with. You can basically communicate with them through emotes that your
oh,
player character has, which is kind of like well played, and none of it is offensive, obviously.
no, but like
Uh,
I can imagine like some people, you know, like in Age of Empires, people would just spam Vololo. So some people probably do that, like with some
No,
emote.
no. People do that. I've been in a game where this guy kept spamming his taunt, and he played one card and would hit taunt. He'd play another card and hit taunt. In my turn, every time I would do something, he'd keep hitting taunt. It's like, dude, calm down.
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say. Yeah.
Like after a bit, you're just like, dude, really.
I mean,
So
like my chat in Magic has been like it's been pretty like civil. Like I mean, most people just like this chat is hidden by default. So I mean, you can just and like most people just say like GLHF and GG. These are the two most common phrases. There's hardly any third game. Like sometimes, like you just like with like because sometimes I've had like 10 games continuously with one person. So then we sort of like chat on stuff like okay, like some football match that's happening or something else. But yeah, usually it's been pretty pleasant. I mean, I think that's partly because like these type of games attract like more. I think like people who like people like
yeah,
us,
just
kind of.
just come
Yeah.
out and say that you think a better class of human being plays card games. Come on, say it.
No, like a
Because that's
better
what we
class of
believe.
human being plays card games compared to the kids who play Call of Duty. That's what
I
I'm
mean,
trying to say.
you can have a good community playing any kind of game, and you can have a shitty community playing any kind of game.
Yeah, but
It's
like
just
this is just like general, like because this was just random games. Like you just go into the game, you don't like there's no guild or anything. You just click random match, and the types of people you get. Like if you
sure, like,
compare random match people with of Call of Duty to random match people with this.
yeah, Call of Duty, sure no, but like if you play something like Team Fortress 2, even that has a fairly decent community.
Yeah, TF2. I mean, like I
no,
remember it
dude,
used to have a
TF2.
good one, but right now
I don't agree.
TF2 matches are just like
You go into
T-
TF2, and the only thing people say is, "Hey, do you have this hat? Can I trade you?"
yeah,
That's
that's what I was like going to say. What Tejas just said. Now it's just full of trade spam. Like you go into a
Yeah,
match, you want to shoot somebody, but in the chat there's somebody selling crates or somebody selling a hat or somebody selling something else.
that's because Valve has fundamentally changed the nature of that game.
Yeah,
But like I think earlier it had a pretty fun community, and
yeah,
yes, of
yeah.
course there were shitty people, but
Yeah, no, yeah. Earlier, like, yeah, I remember like TF2 matches used to be like good humor and everything. Like,
yeah,
even if like you just get, but like people would like have a laugh at least like in my experience.
yeah.
So,
Because I think it's
yeah,
also like because the game looked the way it did, it looked cartoony, so people didn't
yeah,
take it as seriously as they
yeah.
take something like Titanfall, which looks like very macho, overtly. There's very kind of like, yeah, you're a dude with a fucking robot,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I know what
Like
you
if you
mean. Yeah,
get killed by another dude, like fuck, man, that's fucking shit,
yeah.
man.
My
Uh,
God, like I remember like people like kids in college, like how seriously would they take Counter Strike? Like that was insane. Yeah. No, but anyway, like my like moment of realization, like for Team Fortress 2 and when I uninstalled it was like when I was like sick of like all this that trade spam, and I just saw like a TF2 update saying like the world's best hat simulator or something, and I realized Valve were not joking.
okay. Yeah, like dude, it's not only TF2 though. It's like even the way they've built up Dota is kind of along the same lines, right? Is that, only there, instead of just hats, they have shoulder pads and knee pads and cloaks and everything.
Yeah.
Like Valve's games are now industries; they're not just games.
Yeah, they're more focused on, let's have these, just basically have all kinds of
it's
stuff.
it's like combining like free to play mechanics, but like also keeping a good game in there. So like it's like a very nefarious kind of thing in a way, in that like, I mean it's a treadmill. It's a treadmill where you don't get anywhere ultimately. Like, I mean, except maybe if you're winning the international or something. But like otherwise it's just kept to like keep you ingesting the same content again and again. But because it's good game design, you actually like sort of are like, yeah, I enjoy it. Maybe I'll just buy a hat for this.
Like Valve and I think Riot are the only two companies who do free to play right.
Yeah.
Maybe there's another one. I think the Han guys do it well too.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say Valve are the like who do it the most right, I guess. But yeah, like it's just like it sort of creeps me out a bit, like because like I'd rather like
allergic to free to play basically.
I mean, I prefer Valve at Half-Life because like it's like, okay, it's I start, like I have this emotional ride and then it ends.
But they're not doing single player anymore. Like they're done with.
I mean, I know, but like it's just my personal preference. So
like, I think the next thing that they're going to do, which I think you and I will enjoy a lot, will be Left 4 Dead 3.
I haven't even played Left 4 Dead, like 1 or 2 either.
Really?
I mean, I got Left 4 Dead 2 for free. Like I sort of been wanting to play it, but haven't got to it. And there's always one more interesting game that comes out, and I play that. So yeah, it's like
it's a good co-op shooter. It's probably the best co-op shooter out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So, anyways, on the note of hats, I think it's a good place to end. Well, it's not really the best place to end, but yeah, I think we've run on long enough anyways. So, everybody who's listening, we hope you own hats somewhere and trade them with your friends.
We tip our hat to you and we end the show. Come on. It's there.
Oh, man. No. I'm not going to go, like, yeah, you know what? No, just...
no, come on. Like, don't pretend you are above these jokes, Tejas. Yeah. Like, we know the real Tejas. Yeah.
Okay, we know the real Tejas.
Look, I have
Tejas
standards of shitty jokes.
Hat to all of you. He says, au revoir.
Right, that's what I do. So everybody,
They just roll a d20 to see if you do that.
You know what? Screw you guys. This is Vivek, Tejas, and Arvind signing out. Goodbye, everybody.
Alright, see you guys. Bye.
Bye.
And all that is...